And so at age 3, they do an evaluation to decide whether they'll continue with services. He had a short screening at the local regional center, and it was found that, again, similar, that he didn't quite fit the criteria. So at that time, again, we moved to the Santa Maria area, and from there on, I again continued to see more characteristics. He insisted on a specific road, otherwise he would have a tantrum. He, again, very wanted to follow certain routines that if they changed, he would have meltdowns. And so again, I try to seek help. And by the time he actually got diagnosed was by close to age 5. And so during that period of no support at home was very difficult. It was very difficult on our family. For me, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know why he was doing this. What helped me was I actually watched Super Nanny one day, and I saw the Kegels, Lynn Kegel, and I jotted down the website, and I went in on the website and I found First Step. And so I checked out a book from Lynn Kegel, and when I read the book, I said, this is what my son has. He has autism. So that was kind of what happened. From there on, I said, he has autism. And so it became a mission for me to express that to the pediatrician, to the regional center, to the school, that my son had autism and I needed help. We were struggling a lot with his behaviors. And so once he got diagnosed, we've went through several vendors until we found the one that fit for our family. And right now I could say that it's, we're breathing. We are breathing at home. We feel much better. They've made tremendous progress. I say they, my second son was also diagnosed with autism. His diagnosis was different. When my third child was born, she also had similar to what my oldest one had, where they came in and were following up on her development. And at that time, I mentioned to the person, I said, my son is also showing speech delays. And so she referred my second son to the regional center, and he began services quite early, a year and 10 months. And ever since, he's continued to have services, and we're very happy with all the progress they've made. And I feel that there should be programs like that in place, all across, so that they can, so that we can catch the children early on. And I think it was very important. Let's see, I'm stuck.
Kind of important. Well, when we were talking earlier, I think it's that gap, because we have kind of funding silos, and in the movie Witness, they were running around trying to find the grain elevator and pull the right rope so the grain would come out. And when we've done developmental screenings in Simi Valley, boy, every mom thinks their child must be autistic so they can get all those extra services, and they screen hundreds and hundreds of kids, with all of them being normal. So we want to make sure that people really are looking around them and seeing what the children are like. Yes, girls will always be smarter than boys, but that's an inappropriate response from a medical professional. Einstein talked at age 3.5. That's inappropriate for a medical professional. He said, the soup is too cold. Well, there are probably other things were going on in his life too that he wanted to talk about and should have had some help with. So for you, we had the early start services, and so you were able to, the first 5 at that time was funding the home visitation, much like in England, where you have a nurse practitioner come out or a nanny come out and help you through that depressive time when you're just overwhelmed by your child, and then you got the early services, and then we at age 3, whoop, that little wheat grain elevator shuts off, and we aim for the school one, and it does sounds like there wasn't that warm handoff that we needed. The other thing we try and do is what we call medical home. We're all in one place, and you ended up in kind of 3 medical homes, and it's hard sometimes if you're seeing someone for 15 minutes, you go, okay, I know from here to here, but I don't really know what happened here or here, and it's that continuous nature that a medical home gives you. And that's what we try and do with the peds, is sometimes you'll have a concern, and it will get better. And we will, on re-examination 3 months later, things will get better. But to just say, oh, well, we'll see you back in 6 months, and he's a boy, and oh, boys have tantrums, and the like, that's just not, again, an appropriate response. So from age 3 to 5, how did you guys cope? Were you able to reach out to anybody, or you just looked at his dad and he looked back at you, and lots of timeouts for you, or?
Right. Yeah, we were just unsure as to how to discipline him. And I knew there was the speech delay. He continued to receive speech at school. So the school part never stopped. But we needed guidance. We needed a program similar to what we have right now, where specific behavior, we respond in a specific way. And so, it was just a very hard time. We were close to probably a divorce, and I went through anxiety, depression, and I just gotta thank a lot of people who were part of helping us, especially my parents. They really helped me out, and I just feel that I really don't know how other parents must do it without support. I don't know how I would have done it without my parents' support and my husband's support. So,
well, thank you so much for sharing your story, because we really want pediatricians and parents to understand that we have to communicate and work together as a community and a family together. So we're going to talk a little bit more with Sharon about services in terms of early diagnosis, and I really appreciate the time you've taken with us. So we'll be right back, Ventura.
Thank you.